Hey yo, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy Chad bringing y'all another video, and I feel like it's been forever. It's been like 7 days. I swear I said I was going to maybe start uploading again. Well, no, I didn't. I don't think I said that. If we run the clip back, I think I made up some nonsense about I may upload, I may not. That sounds like something I say. But in this video, man, we have to talk about Tucker Carlson releasing the January 6th footage that we weren't able to see. Now, as you guys know, January 6th is the big insurrection and, protest peacefully, make your voices heard from Trump. People storm the Capitol is a whole thing, and I don't condone the behavior of storming the Capitol because, you don't got to do all that. But we all know that during that day, people were saying, Antifa was there, the FBI was there, being like undercover actors, provoking people. The Capitol Police were letting people through the barricades, all that. People said, no, no, no. You guys are demented. This is domestic terrorism. And no one had a gun. No one had nothing. They just stormed the Capitol, taking pictures, no weapons, no police officers were killed. An actual protester was killed, and they said it was domestic terrorism. They call that domestic terrorism, but you have Antifa and people down here in Georgia right now protesting Cop City, throwing Molotov cocktails at police cars, blowing stuff up, causing all sorts of havoc, and the media says it was a mostly peaceful protest. So, you know how the tables turn, bridges burn, you live and learn, word to Drake. But yeah, in this video, we're going to be watching the actual footage of this peaceful protest. Well, not peaceful. I don't know what I'm talking about. Not peaceful protest, but the insurrection. My bad about that. Because Tucker Carlson really put out some content. Now, before you even see the content, I get it. The video is edited to make it look a little bit, worse than it is. But at the same time, this is footage that we weren't able to see. You remember we had that kangaroo court of the January 6th protesters. They went on and on for months, literally 2 years about this, January 6th insurrection, having the courts, the hearings. We didn't get to see any of the footage. Now the footage is coming out. And, you got Republicans mad, Chuck Schumer and all them are like, this is crazy. Fox News, they set up the video to be what they wanted it to be. And it's like, no, you guys just keep lying. I kid you guys not. It's been how many years since 2020? 3 years, because we're in 2023, right? And more truth is coming out about it's like everything conservatives or conspiracy theorists have said was true. And people said, you guys are, the worst thing to America, the worst thing to democracy. Is all true. All of it. COVID's origins, the shots aren't working, who Fauci really is, what this person's done, what that person's done, everything. But enough of me ranting. We're going to go ahead and watch this together. And see, this is just a short clip here by Kevin Sorbo on Twitter. And I saw this hit my timeline. I was just like, it's just too juicy not for me to make a video out of. And I haven't made a video in a minute. So without further ado, let's get it.
Dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the...
Now, as you guys know, this dude right here, he was on the front of everything. Like, the Trump supporters, they had this, they call them the shaman. And it's this dude right here who has like the little, I forgot what the little emblem was. He got a little tattoo. He wearing the little, furry hat with the little horns. But let's keep going.
Violent insurrection to overthrow America.
And remember they said they tore up the Capitol. They were just going crazy indoors.
American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison, far more time than many violent criminals now receive. What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show the Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him.
Yeah, I mean, like, right now from what we're seeing, just me pausing it right here, he's just calmly walking down the hall. You got the police officers following him.
They acted as his tour guides. Here's video of Chansley in the Senate chamber.
They checked the door to make sure, I guess, to see if he could get in there. It was locked, so they're like, okay, let's turn around and go. Like, okay, my whole thing is just off this little part right here, all the way up to here. If he was really doing something that was so bad that the Capitol Police were like, we got to get these people out, this is the insurrection, he's trying to overthrow the government, they would have already had this man in cuffs. They would have already, they may have shot him already. They checking doors, turn around and like keep pushing.
Capitol Police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 off.
Look, look, these folks are literally just standing around. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9
officers who were within touching
he's walking
of unarmed Jacob Chansley. Not one of them.
And look at this. This officer is leading him. You would think he would be leading him towards an exit. He led him to all the other officers. They're all just like, okay, listen, move out the way. Let him on through. He's
even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate.
He goes into a room.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us into this building.
Thank you for the police officers for allowing us into the building. And, he should have just said, and thank you for letting them show us the way to get here so I can make this grand speech. Because what is this?
Contrast the reality of what Jacob Chansley did in the Capitol building on January 6th.
Which is crazy because the media said this is a violent insurrection. They're trying to overthrow the government. Nobody had guns that were part of the protesters. Then protesters were killed. They said police officers were killed. All the police officers are alive besides the one who I think he had a stroke or a seizure. And he died from natural causes. They said that they beat him over the head and he died from blunt force trauma. False. They've been peddling this story for literally 2 to 3 years, bro. At the court and everything. These people are locked up for prison. They said, oh, they pled guilty. Yeah, because they went into the Capitol. Like I said, I don't condone them going into the Capitol because that's, you're going to get some jail time regardless because, the feds don't play. Feds did a sweep. You feel me? But of course, they pled guilty, so they get 4 years in prison because he's going to prison, I think, for 4 years. And if he didn't, he would probably be getting 20 plus years. Now, what's also, very crazy about the whole entire thing is, you see stuff like this and you're like, why did the media say one thing when something totally different, happened? And it's because the media is like a false prophet. Just like Marcus Rogers always says, the media is the greatest false prophet there is. They just tell lies and hope the NPCs just eat it all up. And surely enough, they, definitely do. It's just it just becomes crazy. The more and more I see it, the more and more I hear about it. I'm just at this point, it is what it is. But it also just kind of is just I really just don't understand how you can say something's one thing and people have said for years it's not that. And people shoot them down. The video footage comes out. And I guarantee that this video footage just come out. There are going to be people who triple and double down. Even though, like I said, it's edited to make it look like, they skip a lot of the hours of what actually happened. But it still doesn't deter from the fact that this man was still being led by officers past other officers, not handcuffed, not nothing for it to be a insurrection or them trying to overthrow the government. Led them to where they are, and then he gave a thankful speech. Thank you to the officers for letting them in. And you gonna tell me that this dude just wandered around the entire Capitol and just happened to find the Senate floor? No, someone had to show him. They checking doors. Oh, this was locked. Let's go down this path. It's this dude's lawyer, or was saying that the footage that I just showed you guys that Tucker Carlson has. They were never able to, they didn't even have that footage when it came time for his trial. They had hours and hours of all this other evidence, but the discovery never showed that. And it's he's yo, things would be a lot different if we had that footage, but of course they didn't give us that footage. And it kind of raises the question, this all feels like a sham. Like, this probably is like one of the biggest psyops. You know, people can say, oh, they were insurrectionists, but it's like, bro, this feels like a psyop. Like, if people took the time to just look at what was happening, how it was set up, what was happening in context, it feels like I said, a psyop. Like, something just brainwashed the people watching to say, it's Trump's fault, get him out of here. In all honesty, I don't even know what to say anymore, because a lot of this stuff just feels like they're playing with us. Like, the world's a stage and they just keep performing. They keep doing more and more little tricks and stuff to try to get us to, like, I don't know why they would do this, honestly. But anyways, man, I just saw that footage and I was just like, I already said from the beginning, there's some bad actors here. The FBI's there, Antifa's there. They're blaming it all on Trump and Trump supporters, but not everybody there was Trump supporters. You don't think that people would just mix into these groups to infiltrate them? Literally, the Black Panther Party with, what was his name? Like the movie The Black Judas, when it showed Huey, I forgot what his name, Huey Johnson or so, the leader of the Black Panther Party, had that one black guy who was infiltrated, working with the government to take them down, ended up getting them killed. It's like, this happens all the time. All these are psyops. But anyways, man, let me know your thoughts down below, what you guys think. Even if you're not Republican, conservative, Democrat, it don't really matter. Like, you can admit that they didn't show us all the footage. They're not going to show that this man's just casually walking around with police officers escorting him places. Them standing there, standing around, 6 of them. There are no handcuffs on him, nothing. It's like, they're just not going to show that. And then he thanks him in a speech? Come on, man. Come on.